Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. The NFL offseason has been full of surprises, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as always, find themselves in a bit of a whirlwind with their quarterback situation. It's no secret that the Steelers have been trying to find stability at that key position, especially after the departure of Ben Roethlisberger. They've been experimenting. They've been looking for a guy they can trust to lead this team back to the playoffs, back to the Super Bowl. And this offseason, a lot of eyes were on Skyler Thompson. Yeah, you heard right, Skyler Thompson, the quarterback who many didn't expect to make much noise, has suddenly become a hot topic around the NFL and especially among Steelers fans. Thompson was brought into the Steelers' fold on a reserve future contract earlier this year, and initially the expectations weren't all that high. He was seen as a camp arm, a guy there to compete for a roster spot, probably third or fourth on the depth chart. With Mason Rudolph still in the mix, Will Howard drafted, and of course, the addition of Aaron Rodgers, many thought that Thompson's role would be limited to just filling out the roster during the summer. That was the plan, right? Nothing too flashy, just a guy to help out in practices and preseason games, maybe a practice squad guy, nothing more. But then everything changed. Will Howard suffered a hand injury right before the preseason began, which suddenly gave Thompson an unexpected shot at proving himself. And folks, he didn't just take that opportunity, he ran with it. Throughout the summer, Skyler Thompson performed remarkably well. He was one of the best quarterbacks at the NFL level during the preseason, consistently showing composure, making smart decisions, and displaying a level of poise that caught everyone's attention. His performance was so impressive that it might just force the Steelers to make some tough choices when they cut their roster down to the final 53 players. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Instead of simply debating who to cut and who to keep, the Steelers might explore the idea of trading Thompson. And why? Because of a recent development in the AFC North, specifically involving the Las Vegas Raiders. You see, the Raiders made a significant upgrade at quarterback this offseason, acquiring Geno Smith from the Seattle Seahawks in a trade that turned heads across the league. Geno Smith, with his experience and leadership, instantly became the starter in Vegas, and he's expected to be the guy leading that team this season. Behind Geno, the Raiders had high hopes for Aidan O'Connell, their fourth-round pick in 2023. O'Connell had been a part-time starter for a couple of seasons and was seen as a solid backup option. But unfortunately, he suffered a fractured wrist that's expected to keep him on the sidelines for 6 to 8 weeks. That's a blow for Vegas, because they only have rookie 6th-round pick Cam Miller left behind Geno Smith. Miller, while promising, is still very raw and inexperienced, and the Raiders need someone with a bit more NFL seasoning to help carry the load if Geno gets hurt or needs a breather. And that's where the Steelers and Skyler Thompson come into play. Pittsburgh, with its coaching staff and front office, is known for being pragmatic and opportunistic. They see the potential value in Thompson, especially given his recent performances and the fact that his NFL experience has improved over the years. Sure, Thompson's NFL journey has been up and down, but he's shown enough to suggest that he could be a reliable backup, more reliable than a rookie like Miller, who's still very much a project. Thompson, with a few years in the league now, has gained a better understanding of NFL defenses, footwork, decision-making, and leadership. He's not a superstar, but he's a professional who can manage a game when called upon. Imagine the Steelers getting even a late-round pick swap in 2026 or a conditional pick in exchange for Thompson. That could be a win-win for both sides. For the Steelers, they get a draft asset that could help them rebuild or add depth elsewhere. And for the Raiders, they get a more experienced backup to support Geno Smith during this injury spell. It makes perfect sense from a strategic perspective. The Steelers might not have been planning to keep Thompson on the roster once Howard is healthy, especially if they are confident in their other options. But if Howard is indeed starting the season on injured reserve, Tompsom could be needed for now. The situation in Vegas, however, could accelerate the Steelers' decision to move him. It's also worth noting that Skyler Thompson's NFL profile has been on the rise, especially after the preseason showcase. His calmness under pressure, quick decision-making, and ability to make plays with his legs and arm have impressed coaches and analysts alike. It's rare to see a player who was once considered a mere camp arm suddenly emerge as a potential trade chip, but that's exactly what Tompsom has become. The Steelers are known for their depth and their willingness to make aggressive moves if they see value, and a trade now could be just what they need to add some draft capital and clear space on their roster. And let's not forget that the Steelers have a rich history of turning around players who were once seen as just depth options. Think about how players like James Conner or even some of their undrafted free agents have blossomed into key contributors. So, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Tompsom, with his improved game and the right opportunity, could find a new home where he's given a real chance to compete for a backup role or even push for more if an injury occurs. Of course, the decision hinges on a lot of factors. If Mason Rudolph or another quarterback can stay healthy and perform well, the Steelers might not feel the need to trade Tompsom. But given the uncertainty surrounding Howard's injury status and the NFL's unpredictable nature, trading Tompsom could be a strategic move to maximize value. Plus, the Steelers have historically been smart with their roster management, making moves that often pay off down the line. So, what does this all mean for Steelers fans? Well, it's a classic example of how the NFL offseason is always full of surprises. You never know when a player's performance or an injury in another team might open a door for your team to get a valuable asset. And with the AFC North fiercely competitive, every move counts. The Ravens, Bengals, and Browns are all making their own offseason upgrades, so the Steelers need to be sharp and opportunistic. Trading Skyler Thompson, if it comes to that, might just be a part of that puzzle, an intelligent, calculated move to strengthen the team's future. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think trading Tompsom is the right move for the Steelers? Or do you believe they should hold on to him, especially if Howard isn't ready for Week 1? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest Steelers news. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, let's keep that Steelers spirit alive. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this team. Thanks for watching and keep supporting our Steelers.